How is it?
Not too bad. 1 minute 20 left. We got TikTok taking us through the journey, brother. Got some Ray Lewis if things get tough, but we should be fine.
Welcome to the LEONE Team Vlog. In the second episode, you will learn how the best grapplers on the planet prepare for serious competitions. What does training look like a few days before the tournament while cutting weight? Is the team satisfied with ending the tournament with a draw? And which team member saw snow for the first time during this trip to Astana?
So this is the day 3 of the preparation camp. We've been to amazing gyms for jiu-jitsu and strength training. It's been a lot of fun. So as it is the last week before competition, we are not doing very heavy training. It's more like some lights, sweating and troubleshooting. And it's also a great opportunity for people to learn details of each other's games. Everyone is learning, improving, and just also building friendships. So it's a great camp.
Leggings, bro, not spats. Women's leggings for Joseph.
Hi guys, my name is Owen Jones. I'm ADCC European Trials winner, ADCC 4th place. Yeah, I've had quite a good year this year. Obviously, managed to get 4th ADCC, 2 subs, managed to sub Gabriel Souza, Gearbeg. Obviously, I would have been European Trials youngest winner, but obviously Joseph Chen beat me to it. I was the youngest European Trials winner for 15 minutes, and then he stole the title from me. Little shit. We don't like Joseph Chen, bro. His birthday is 20 days after mine. Well, not even 20 days, like 15 days after mine. He stole all my seminars, so much of my money, but it's okay. But yeah, good year. Obviously, Joseph didn't get it to ADCC, went to CGI, got calf slices, you know. I only got 4th place, 2 subs, so get me for the seminars. Yeah, the AIGA Championship I think is like a really interesting rule set. I'm excited to compete on it. I can't wait for obviously, the team we have is quite stacked. You know, we have like PJ, Joseph, Daiki, Kenta, Lucas, Kannard, Daniel, you know, the team goes on, Kaya, everyone's very good, and I think the main tournament's gonna be for $1 million, so obviously if I can get my hands on some of that cash, that'd be pretty sick. But yeah, overall I think it's gonna be exciting. Obviously Kazakhstan's an interesting place, like quite cold, snow. I'm used to it because I'm from London, but it is nice to see, and obviously competing with my friends is ideal, so that's pretty exciting.
So we've been training like twice a day, either 2 sessions of jiu-jitsu or a session of jiu-jitsu and a session of weights so far while we've been here. And I can already feel the level is like rising in the room. Everybody's swapping ideas and kind of molding our techniques together to try and collaborate on different ideas and techniques and strategy. And so, yeah, it's been really fantastic just to be able to share the mats again with so many high-level guys. Yeah, it's going to make a huge difference for our team.
Like for me personally, I learned a lot of passing details from Joseph, as we all did. And then very good outside guard, K-guard, Berimbolo details from Lucas. It was very nice. PJ showed some takedown details, and a north-south choke detail was something I really liked. And then yeah, like it's a great opportunity to just learn from some of the best people in the world. And everyone, what I like is people don't really have big egos, so they are all open to learn. And yeah, it's fun.
Hey, my name's Lucas. I'm here for AIGA with the LEONE team. The trip here was very, very cool. We're in Astana, Kazakhstan, and it's minus 17 degrees Celsius here, which I've never been around before. I've never even seen the snow before, so it's very cool to be here. It was a long trip, but honestly, it was pretty comfortable. It's really nice to be here.
With them gangsters, with them dimes at, they shoot. Made you look, you a slave to a page in my rhyme book.
So I think the performances are one of the reasons I'm here with LEONE team. Absolutely, I'm really hoping I can show a lot more of my jiu-jitsu. I put in a lot of work to this, so I'm really hoping I can show my work. I've got a lot of a lot of guard work that I can do, a lot of connecting barambolas with leg locks that I don't think people have actually seen yet, and maybe on someone a bit closer to my size I'll have a bit more success. I really want to show my work. That's why I'm really grateful for the opportunity, and I'm going to do my best. I was just on CJI and I had a really big upset at the event, and like it was crazy. Well, it wasn't real life at that point, to be honest with you. It's one of those weird ones where like you want to believe you can do something like that, but I didn't believe when it happened. It was crazy. It was lucky as well. Victor's such a champion, man. He just took it. He honestly took it like it was nothing, and I think that shows like his mentality as a champion, because he knows he can come back and do it again. Absolute legend, that guy.
My name is Kenta Iwamoto, and it's my second time here in Kazakhstan. This time there's some new people in addition to the last time, like people like PJ and Owen, which is very good. I'm friends with Owen, but it's my first time like really training with PJ, and I'm really learning a lot from him, so it's very nice.
Yeah, so I think training every day together, there's a bit of banter, there's a bit of a cultural exchange, which is quite nice. I get to learn a lot about people that I wouldn't otherwise associate with, and this is what I love about jiu-jitsu.
Even though it's a team event, it's always, in the end, it's 1 versus 1, so it doesn't really make a difference for me. I prefer the team event because leading up to the fight, you get to meet new people and train with other people and friends, so I prefer the team event.
What success means to me. So I think everyone has two needs. They have this need for authenticity and the need for acceptance. I am able to show my jiu-jitsu as I want to do it. I work really hard at a very specific type of jiu-jitsu, and in Australia we have a lot of people doing this. So in terms of being authentic to myself, I think that I get to do that in a really positive way and influence the community in Australia in a positive way, so that means a lot to me.
So last time I fought Dante on the first team versus team, and on the first round I hurt my knee by he did a good job and I did a weird move and I popped my knee. But I was able to get the second round, but third round I got subbed. So yeah, hopefully this time there's no injuries because I don't have any replacements. I've been thinking about the rematch against him, so eventually if we win and the Moldova team win, and I hope to fight him again.
Yes, we only have like few days left for competition. Tomorrow we will just do some light training, and then tomorrow evening we will start being more careful about weight cut, as Friday morning we will be doing the weigh-ins. So tomorrow morning we will be hitting the buff, cutting weight, making sure everyone is on weight, and then go to weigh-ins Friday morning.
Honestly, the big thing that puts us together as a team is just like the banter and the shit talking that we have as a team. So anytime we go anywhere as a team, we're always like making jokes and having a good time on the bus or walking in the snow, going to get coffee. It's just like, doesn't necessarily have to be like any big activity, but just like sharing the room with all these guys and kind of going on these little mini adventures. I just always feel like every day we get tighter together, and yeah, it's a really good time.
This is kind of genius. You're gonna get slide by. Look, I got the Yeezys on. Look at the base. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to shoot. Yeah. That's slippery. That's slippery as. Bro, imagine
I think on the lead up to competition day, teamwork plays a big role. Like I said before, you can learn so much different stuff from different people, but when it comes to competition day, it's still just you out there and you've still got to do your own work.
Yeah, last time we came to AIGA, I feel like had a lot of mixes of people, you know, like all from all different walks of life, but we didn't really know each other all that well, like as a team. But this time I think it's gonna be different because a lot of the returning guys, we've been in the same crew for a while now. So that's obviously really good to try and build that community and that culture of people to work together. Additionally, for LEONE, we've picked up a couple of really exceptional grapplers for the team as well. So kind of most notably, it's like PJ Barch, who's like an ADCC medalist and multiple time competitor at ADCC. He's phenomenal, honestly. Obviously still having Joseph as a core member of our team for the show. We picked up Lucas Kannard, who's an absolute animal out of Australia. I'm blanking at the moment, but we've got an absolute tear. We've got a killer lineup of grapplers here today for this week, and it's going to play a really big role in how we go about going forward with our match.
What do I think about the LEONE team we have here? There's from Australia, there's Kaya Rudolph, there's Dan Schuardt, and I know these guys to be athletes of incredible quality. I think they're both sponsored by LEONE, and this is a great choice. I think there's like a lot of talent in the room. Obviously, there's Joseph Chen, there's PJ Barch, there's Owen Jones, there's Ika Kamara, who I just rolled with a bunch of times, and he's an absolute weapon. I think people will know about him very soon if they don't already. There's Alikan, who's an absolute gem. Kamal, who's the best. Actually, I won't say that. I know too many Turkish people. I was about to say the best Turkish athlete. I know way too many Turkish athletes, bro. I can't say that. It'll get too heated. No, but it's a top team. It's a lot of value in this team. A lot of jiu-jitsu here.
We made weight, boys. Everyone.
Yeah, so the draw worked out really good for our team, I would say. We got picked as team number 1, which means today we fight team 2 and 3, and then assuming we go on, means we are going to fight in the final with one match on the last day, which I would say is like probably an advantage because you want to feel good going to the final.
Definitely the best outcome for us.
Yeah, for sure. So first up we have Team Italia 2.0, which should be good. They seem to be like a younger team, but
mostly blue and purple belts, I'm pretty sure.
I've seen some talented people out of the Italian team, like they're not to be slept on for sure.
Yeah.
It looks like they've done some decent work out of Europe, which is exciting. And then the brothers team, honestly, I couldn't find much about the Brazilians. Did you spot it?
Mostly, no, I couldn't find much on their Instagram, but it seems they are mostly gi players there.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Like you've seen a surge of like talented gi players make a switch to no gi lately and do quite well. Which so you can't really just rule them out, obviously, because you know, oh, we do no gi. It's not going to work that well because you can see lately there's been a big shift here. Obviously, I would say our team is very seasoned, so I'd say we're very confident going in, and we really believe we're going to make the finals. And yeah, it's just going to be a question of who that's up against on the other side of the draw, you know.
В этом году сделали выводы, подготовились лучше для того, чтобы забрать этот сезон. В целом все.
Preparations for the AIGA qualifying tournament are complete. In the next episode, you will find out how the first day of competition at the AIGA qualifying tournament in Astana went. Will the team be able to make it to the finals of the qualifying tournament? How many submission victories will the LEONE athletes get? Spoiler alert, a lot. Exciting and technical grappling awaits you. Stay tuned.